Arkansas at Auburn. I do not know what either of these teams are. We saw Arkansas go to Oklahoma State, play very well for most of the game, but Oklahoma State, being a very good team and a team that we think is probably capable of winning the Big 12, came back in the second half, wound up taking the lead. Arkansas ties it, goes to overtime. Oklahoma State wins it in double overtime. But I came away from that thinking, you know what? Arkansas is going to be all right. And then Arkansas goes out and plays UAB, which UAB has not been very good. And UAB immediately jumps out to a lead, and it takes Arkansas the entire first half to get back even. Now, Arkansas ends up pulling away and winning, but I don't know what Arkansas is. And then Auburn changes quarterbacks, kind of struggles with New Mexico for a while, but then gets things figured out. Hank Brown's the quarterback. Now, Cam Coleman, the great freshman receiver, did not play in that New Mexico game. We think he's going to play against Arkansas. But, Ari, I don't know what to think of either of these teams. Auburn is only a 3.5-point favorite. I have no clue here. I love it because I think this is going to be a really entertaining game because I love the way Arkansas plays. They're so much fun to watch.
I think that we would have a different perspective of Auburn if Cam Coleman played on Saturday. So I don't want to jump to conclusions there. That said, Arkansas, I think, is a lot better than people think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that this is a team that's just going to get their butts kicked in the SEC all year. And considering the fact that Auburn's offense has been really, really difficult to watch. I mean, a large portion of that game on Saturday was awful. I am very much leaning on Arkansas in this game.
I am too. It's been interesting watching Taylen Green run that offense because he's big, 6'6". He's a good thrower, but he's a great runner, and that scares the crap out of people. Plus, Jaquindon Jackson has been awesome at running back. So you don't know which of those guys is going to take the ball on the read option mesh. And the other guy that I think has really broken out and become a really reliable performer for them is Andrew Armstrong. So he transferred before last season from Texas A&M Commerce, and he's become a really reliable receiver for them. You can tell Taylen Green and him have a connection. So I can't wait to watch this. If Cam Coleman's playing, I think that definitely makes Auburn a lot tougher to defend. But Ari, am I crazy if I say Arkansas money line here?
No, I was going to say the same thing. Do you realize that if Arkansas would have held on against Oklahoma State, we'd be talking about, is Arkansas really good this year?
We absolutely would.
We watched that game together. We had it on the iPad at the Michigan-Texas game. And we both were just like, Taylen Green is special. He's really fun to watch. And I don't know how you could lay points. And even if Coleman comes back, like how you could lay points with Auburn's offense right now. I think Arkansas is going to win.
All right, good night. Sunday. Caleb Williams threw for a yard because Prize Picks, nice enough to give us an almost free Caleb Williams square that I combined with a Jackson Dart square and a Luther Burden square, and it allowed me to win. Play 25, win 125, allowed me to break even on the weekend because, some of my other plays did not go as well as I'd hoped. But that Caleb Williams square every Saturday in September. I'm sorry, every weekend in September. They don't play on Saturdays, but every weekend in September, you get a 1 yard, 1 win Caleb Williams square. Prize Picks is the most fun daily fantasy game in America. You use the code Staples. You play $5, you get $50 instantly. How you do it? You pick squares. So you will say, I think Luther Burden's longest reception will be longer than 28.5 yards or shorter than 28.5 yards. And if you get that correct, you win that square. You pick at least 2. You can go up to 5. The more you pick, the higher the potential payout. It is a fun way to play. And man, Caleb Williams hooked me up. Appreciate it. Thank you, Prize Picks, for that one. I felt very confident. And, well, partially because you allowed me to be confident. All right. Download Prize Picks. Use the code Staples. Play $5. Get $50. And look, maybe the Oklahoma State game was fool's gold because we're going to talk about the Cowboys here in a minute. they've got the gauntlet coming up. They're playing Utah this week and Kansas State next week. So we may have a completely different opinion of them in a couple of weeks. But right now, we think they're a Big 12 title contender. And Arkansas went into Stillwater, which is a very tough place to play, and was not intimidated in the least. Jordan-Hare, obviously a very tough place to play, but I don't think they'll be intimidated.
Yeah, I mean, Arkansas better get this one because they have 3 consecutive games.
Yeah, it gets tough.
Texas A&M, Tennessee, and LSU. Then they play Mississippi State. Then they've got 2.
Well, no, you're forgetting Oklahoma. They play Oklahoma next week. Oh, you're talking about the Arkansas schedule. I'm sorry. I was thinking the Auburn schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I didn't know if I misspoke.
No, that's my fault.
Arkansas plays Texas A&M, Tennessee, LSU back to back to back. Then they play Mississippi State, and then they have Ole Miss, Texas, and Mizzou as 3 of their last 4 games. So, like, they are a pretty good football team, and I think they found something with Taylen Green, but whoever made their schedule did not like them.
Yeah. Get the ones you can win in now because I can say the same thing about Auburn because Auburn's got Oklahoma, at Georgia, at Missouri, at Kentucky after this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible that you're looking at 2 potential 4-8 teams that are the best 4-8 teams of all time. Like, it's just like it's
the most talented. Yeah.
It's going to happen a lot in the SEC because when you do get the Texas, Oklahoma additions, then you got to play Alabama. And if Mizzou is going to be good and Tennessee is going to be really good, LSU is going to be a tough out. Like there are some schedules where, teams are playing legitimate top 15 teams, like 4 out of 6 weeks, a lot.
Yeah. It is going to be fascinating to watch. I am so excited to see this game because I really don't know what's going to happen. I don't know which team shows up for either team, and it's going to be in a obviously crazy environment.
And Andy, as an aside, like I know you and I have both been kind of doing postseason projections in different ways. I do the bubble watch, you do the bracketology, and I've seen a lot of your brackets have been very SEC heavy, and I understand why that's the case because they're all very good. I just don't know how many teams are going to be able to make it out in one piece.
It's going to get sorted out.
Yeah,
it's going to get sorted out. They're going to play each other. It's just tough to parse them right now, and I need to see them play against each other more. Actually, well, let's clarify. We are both taking the Arkansas money line here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Auburn fans, you can yell at us later, but we might be right. Who knows? Thanks so much for watching.
And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel wherever you listen to your podcast and leave a 5-star review.